Nothing says happy birthday like a living room full of people who want you gone. I'm Nate Harlan, 41 years old today, and I'm standing in my own kitchen watching my wife orchestrate what I'm beginning to suspect is my funeral. The house is packed with her family, cousins, aunts, uncles, her mother Edith, who looks at me like I'm something she scraped off her shoe. They're all here, drinking my bourbon, eating catered food I didn't order, laughing at jokes I'm not part of. "Nate, honey," Valerie calls from the living room, her voice dripping with that fake sweetness she uses when she wants something. "Can you grab those folding chairs from the garage? We need more seating." My wife is beautiful in that calculated way, every hair in place, makeup perfect, wearing a dress that costs more than most people's monthly rent. She's a real estate broker, top of her game, and she never lets anyone forget it. Right now, she's holding court with her sister Tessa and their mother, the three of them looking like they're planning a corporate takeover, which, as it turns out, they are. "Sure thing," I say, setting down my beer. My daughter Zoe catches my eye from across the room. She's 16, got my sarcasm and her mother's looks, and right now she's giving me a look that says, "Be careful." I don't know what she knows, but Zoe always knows something. I weave through the crowd. There's Colin Masters, Valerie's cousin-in-law, wearing a suit to a backyard birthday party like he's about to close a deal. He's an investment advisor, the kind of guy who talks about portfolios and market opportunities while you're trying to watch a football game. He gives me this smug little nod as I pass. The garage is cooler than the house, a relief from all those bodies and forced smiles. I flip on the light and head toward the back where we keep the extra chairs. That's when I see it. My suitcase, the good one, the hard-shell Samsonite. It's sitting right in the middle of the garage floor, packed full, zipped shut. There's a note taped to the top. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. My hands are steady as I pull it off and read it. Years in the military taught me to stay calm when everything's going sideways. The note is in Valerie's handwriting, that perfect cursive she's so proud of. Surprise! We've got a new head of the family. You're out. Everyone voted for it. New locks go on at 8 p.m. Don't make a scene. I check my watch. 7:45. For a moment I just stand there, the note in my hand, and I start laughing. Not the crazy kind, the kind where you finally get the joke you've been missing. All those whispered conversations that stopped when I entered a room. Valerie's sudden interest in family unity. The way Colin's been hanging around more, always finding excuses to stop by. I walk to the side door of the garage, the one with the window that looks into the living room. Through the glass, I can see them all raising glasses. Colin's arm is around Valerie's waist. Tessa is beaming. Edith is actually smiling, which I've seen maybe twice in 15 years. "Cheers to the new era!" Colin's voice carries through the window. They're toasting my eviction, on my birthday. I pull out my phone and make one call. "Rich? It's me. Yeah, it's time. Do it." Rich Thompson is my best friend, ex-cop turned private security consultant. We served together, and he's the kind of guy who asks when, not why. "You sure about this?" he asks. "They packed my bag for me, I'm sure." "Damn. Okay, 8 a.m. sharp tomorrow. It's going to be loud." "Good." I grab my suitcase, my phone, and walk out the side door. Behind me, through the windows, I can see the party continuing. Someone's cutting a cake. My cake, probably. They're laughing, celebrating. They have no idea what's coming. I throw the suitcase in my truck and drive away from my own house. In the rearview mirror, I can see lights blazing, shadows moving behind curtains. The house I bought. The house I paid for. The house where I installed every smart system, every automation feature, every security measure. The house that only I know how to really control. I check into a hotel on the outskirts of town, a decent place that doesn't ask questions. The room is generic. Beige walls, floral bedspread, painting of a lighthouse. I order bourbon from room service and sit on the bed, thinking. Valerie and I have been married for 17 years. I thought we were solid. Sure, she was ambitious, social, always networking. I was the quiet one, the tech guy who worked from home, who took care of Zoe, who made sure the bills were paid and the house ran smoothly. I thought we were a team. Apparently, I was the only one who thought that. My phone buzzes. It's a text from Zoe. "Dad, where are you? Mom says you went to get something. Everyone's asking." I text back, "I'm fine, sweetheart. Stay there. I'll explain everything soon. I love you." Her response is immediate. "I love you too." Mom's acting weird. So is Uncle Colin. Uncle Colin. That's what we taught her to call him, because he's technically family. Married to Valerie's cousin Diane, father of two, pillar of the community, and apparently the new head of the family. I wonder how long it's been going on. The affair is obvious now. All those late meetings, those conferences she had to attend, the way she started dressing up even for grocery runs. I wonder if Diane knows. I wonder if anyone plans to tell her. Probably not. That would complicate things. My phone rings. It's Valerie. "Nate, where the hell are you? People are asking. I got your note." Silence. Then, "Oh, well, good. That makes this easier." Does it? "Look, this isn't personal, it's just, you're not what this family needs anymore. Colin is better positioned to—" "Colin," I laugh. "The guy who's been sleeping with you for what, 6 months? A year?" More silence. Then her voice goes cold, the real Valerie coming through. "That's none of your business anymore. The family has decided. We need someone with vision, with connections. You're just a tech guy who sits in his basement all day." Is that what you told them? Is that how you sold it? I didn't have to sell anything. They saw it themselves. You're weak, Nate. You always have been. This family needs strength. Strength, right. I take a sip of bourbon. So, you and Colin are running things now? That's the plan. The house will be sold, assets divided. You'll get your share, obviously. We're not monsters. But you need to accept that your time as head of this family is over. One question. What? Did everyone really vote? Or was it just you and your little council? She hesitates. Everyone who matters voted. Not Zoe. Zoe's a child, she doesn't get a vote. I see. Well, thanks for clarifying. I'll be in touch. Nate, don't make this difficult. Just accept it and move on. If you fight this, it'll get ugly. Val? What? It's already ugly. You just don't know it yet. I hang up. The bourbon tastes better after that conversation. I pull out my laptop and start going through files. I'm a home automation engineer, specializing in high-end smart home systems. Our house, my house, is a showcase property. Every light, every lock, every appliance, every security camera is connected to a system I built from scratch, a system only I have full access to. I pull up the admin panel and start making changes. Small ones for now. Scheduled events, automated sequences, little surprises for tomorrow morning. Rich calls at midnight. Everything's set. You really want to do this? They voted me out of my own family, Rich, on my birthday, after packing my bags like I'm some kind of employee they're firing. Fair enough. What about Zoe? She'll be fine. She's smart. She'll figure it out. And Valerie? Valerie is about to learn a very important lesson about voting people out. What's that? Make sure they don't control the infrastructure. Rich laughs, that dark cop laugh he has. 8 a.m. sharp, gonna be a hell of a wake-up call. That's the idea. I finish my bourbon and lie back on the bed. Tomorrow is going to be interesting. Tomorrow, the new head of the family is going to find out what happens when you try to take over someone else's kingdom. Tomorrow, the real party starts. I wake up at 6, shower, and get coffee from the hotel lobby. The morning is clear and cool, perfect autumn weather. I'm wearing jeans and a comfortable shirt. No need to dress up for what's coming. My phone shows several missed calls from Valerie's family members, but I ignore them. At 7:30, I drive to a parking lot 3 blocks from my house and wait. At 7:45, Rich pulls up in his truck. He's a big guy, ex-linebacker build, with a shaved head and a scar over his left eyebrow from a fight that ended his football career and started his military one. "You look way too calm for someone about to blow up his life," he says, handing me a coffee. "I'm not blowing up my life. I'm taking out the trash." Poetic. You sure about the timing? 8 a.m. Most of them will still be there. Valerie probably invited them all to stay over, big celebration and all. And if Zoe's there? She'll be fine. She's tough. And honestly, she deserves to see this. Rich nods. "Your call. I've got the tow truck standing by for the Tesla. Guy's a friend, owes me a favor. Completely legal. You're still on the title. You can have your own car towed for maintenance." Perfect. We sit in silence, drinking coffee, watching the clock on the dashboard tick toward 8. At 7:58, I pull out my phone and open the home automation app. My finger hovers over the button labeled Chaos Protocol. "That's really what you called it?" Rich asks, looking over my shoulder. "I made it 6 months ago as a joke. Thought I'd never use it." Life's funny that way. At exactly 8 a.m., I press the button. 3 blocks away, all hell breaks loose. The garage door at my house suddenly lurches open with a grinding screech. I've overridden the safety sensors and jammed it halfway. The house alarm starts blaring at maximum volume, a sound that can be heard for blocks. Every sprinkler in the yard activates at once, shooting water in every direction. The outdoor lights start strobing like a disco. And from every speaker in the house, living room, bedrooms, kitchen, bathrooms, a recorded message starts playing on loop at full volume. "Surprise! You're the new head of nothing. Surprise! You're the new head of nothing." It's my voice, cheerful and mocking. My phone starts buzzing immediately. Calls from Valerie, from Tessa, from numbers I don't recognize. I silence it and watch. Rich is laughing so hard he's crying. Oh man, I wish I could see their faces. Give it a minute. At 8:05, the tow truck Rich arranged pulls up to the house. Colin's Tesla, his pride and joy, gets hooked up and hauled away. Completely legal. I'm still on the insurance, still listed as an authorized user. The car's getting routine maintenance. At 8:10, my phone rings from a number I recognize, the security company that monitors the house alarm. "Mr. Harlan, we're getting alerts from your property." "False alarm," I say calmly. "System malfunction. I'm working on it remotely." "Sir, we've dispatched police." "That's fine. Tell them it's a technical issue. I'll have it sorted soon." I hang up and check the security cameras. The app still works, and I can see everything. The front door opens and Valerie stumbles out, hair a mess, wearing a bathrobe. She's screaming something I can't hear over the alarm. Behind her comes Colin, also in a robe, looking panicked. Then Tessa, Edith, and about 6 other family members, all in various states of undress and confusion. The sprinklers are drenching everything. Edith slips on the wet grass and goes down hard. Tessa tries to help her up but slips too. It's like watching a comedy sketch, except it's real, and it's happening to people who voted me out of my own family. Colin runs to where his Tesla should be parked. He stands there, staring at the empty spot, water streaming down his face from the sprinklers. Rich is recording the whole thing on his phone. This is beautiful. This is art. At 8:15, 2 police cars pull up. Officers get out, looking confused. Valerie runs to them, gesturing wildly. One officer is trying not to smile. The alarm is still blaring my message about being the new head of nothing. I send a command from my phone. The alarm stops. The sprinklers shut off. The lights stop strobing. Sudden silence. But I'm not done. At 8:20, everyone's phones start buzzing. Every member of the family who was at that party last night. I've sent them all an email with a very interesting attachment. The attachment is photos. Lots of photos. Valerie and Colin at a resort in the Bahamas, holding hands. Valerie and Colin kissing in a parking lot. Valerie and Colin entering a hotel together. I didn't take these photos. I paid a private investigator to take them 3 weeks ago when Zoe mentioned that Mom and Uncle Colin seemed to be spending a lot of time together. Zoe's observant. I taught her that. My phone rings. It's Tessa. Nate, what the hell is going on? Good morning, Tessa. How's the new family structure working out? The house is flooded, the alarm company called, Colin's car is gone, and you just sent everyone photos of… She stops. Of what? You bastard. You planned this. Actually, I planned to spend my birthday with my family. You all planned something different. I'm just adapting to the new situation. Valerie said you left on your own. Did she show you the note? The one where she told me I was voted out and the locks were being changed? Silence. That's what I thought. Check your family group chat, Tessa. I'm sure there's some interesting reading there. I hang up. Rich looks at me. What's in the group chat? I don't know yet, but Zoe's been sending me screenshots for weeks. She knew something was up. At 8:30, my phone rings again. This time it's a number I don't recognize. Mr. Harlan, this is Detective Sarah Mitchell with the local police. I'm at your residence. Your wife has made some accusations. We need to talk. Of course, I'm happy to cooperate. What kind of accusations? She says you've locked her out of the house, stolen property, and are harassing the family. Interesting. I'm still the legal owner of the house. The title is in my name only. I haven't stolen anything. I can provide documentation for everything I've done. And as for harassment, I have a note from my wife telling me I was voted out of the family and the locks were being changed on my birthday. I'd call that harassment. A pause. Can you come to the station? We'd like to sort this out. I'll be there in 20 minutes. I look at Rich. Want to come to the police station? Wouldn't miss it. We drive to the station. On the way, my phone buzzes with a text from Zoe. Dad, what did you do? Mom is freaking out. Also, that was amazing. I'm at Sarah's house. Call me later. Sarah is her best friend. Good. She's out of the crossfire. At the station, Detective Mitchell is a sharp-looking woman in her 40s, no-nonsense attitude. She takes us to an interview room. Mr. Harlan, your wife says you've essentially taken over the house and locked everyone out. Detective, I own that house. My name is on the title, the mortgage, everything. Here. I pull out my phone and show her documents. I installed all the smart home systems myself. It's my business. This morning I ran a diagnostic test that unfortunately caused some disruption. My apologies for that. A diagnostic test that involved blaring messages about being the new head of nothing? A test message. Poor choice of words, I admit. She's trying not to smile. And your wife's car? My car, technically. It's being serviced. I have the paperwork. Mr. Harlan. Detective, yesterday was my birthday. I came home to find my suitcase packed and a note from my wife telling me I was voted out of the family and the locks were being changed. I have the note. Would you like to see it? I show her the note. She reads it, her expression darkening. That's unusual. That's one word for it. I also have evidence that my wife has been having an affair with her cousin's husband, who was apparently voted in as the new head of the family. I have text messages, photos, and a group chat where they discussed removing me from my own home. I show her everything. Zoe's screenshots, the PI's photos, bank statements showing joint accounts that Valerie tried to freeze this morning. Accounts I control as the primary holder. Detective Mitchell leans back. This is a domestic dispute, not a criminal matter. You both need lawyers, not police. I agree. I just want to make sure that the record shows I haven't done anything illegal. My wife, on the other hand, attempted to illegally evict me from my own property. Noted. Mr. Harlan, my advice? Get a lawyer. Today, this is going to get messy. It already is, but thanks for the advice. As we leave the station, Rich claps me on the shoulder. Phase 1 complete. What's Phase 2? Phase 2 is where Colin learns that actions have consequences. I like the sound of that. We drive to Colin's office building, a sleek glass tower downtown where he works for a prestigious investment firm. I park across the street and wait. At noon, Colin emerges for lunch looking harried. His suit is rumpled, his hair uncombed. He's on his phone, arguing with someone. I get out of my truck and walk straight toward him. He sees me and his eyes widen. "Nate, look, we need to talk." I don't say a word. I walk up to him, and in front of about 20 people on a busy downtown sidewalk, I slap him across the face. Not a punch, a slap. Open palm, sharp and humiliating. Colin staggers back, hand to his cheek, shocked. "That's for my daughter," I say quietly. "You came into my house, ate my food, and plotted to throw me out while pretending to be family. You touched my wife. You voted to remove me from my own home." People are staring. Someone's recording on their phone. Colin's face is red. "You can't." "I just did. And Colin, if you ever come near my daughter again, if you ever contact my wife again, if you ever even think about my family again, I will bury you so deep in legal paperwork you'll wish for prison. Do you understand me?" He's shaking, whether from anger or fear, I can't tell. "Do you understand me?" I repeat. "Yes," he whispers. I turn and walk away. Behind me, I hear Colin shouting something, but I don't care. Rich is waiting by the truck, grinning. "That was beautiful, man. Really beautiful. That was just the appetizer." My phone buzzes. It's an email from my lawyer confirming our appointment for tomorrow morning. It's also a text from a number I don't recognize. "You're going to regret this." I text back, "Who is this?" "Someone who knows what you did. This isn't over." I show Rich. He frowns. Anonymous threats. Classy. Probably one of Valerie's relatives. They're all tough until someone pushes back. "You worried?" "Not even a little." We grab lunch at a diner, and I start planning phase 3. Valerie thinks she can take my house, my family, my life. She has no idea who she's dealing with. I spent 20 years in the military and another 10 building security systems. I know how to plan, I know how to execute, and I know how to win. By the time I'm done, the new head of the family is going to wish they'd never heard my name. The next morning, I meet with my lawyer, David Brennan. He's an old military buddy, now a partner at a downtown firm, specializing in family law and asset protection. His office is all dark wood and leather, with framed degrees and certificates covering one wall. "Nate," he says, shaking my hand, "I heard you had an interesting birthday." "You could say that." I lay out everything: the note, the affair, the attempted eviction, the family vote. David listens, taking notes, his expression growing darker. "This is... wow. Okay, first things first, you're completely in the right legally. The house is in your name, you have every right to control access. The accounts are joint, but you're the primary holder. The car is registered to you. They have no legal standing." Good. However, Valerie can file for divorce and claim half of everything. That's standard. Let her file. I have evidence of adultery, which affects settlements in this state. True. And this family vote thing, that's just bizarre. No legal standing whatsoever. You can't vote someone out of their own property. That's what I thought. David leans forward. "Nate, I need to ask, what's your endgame here? Because right now you're winning on points, but this could get very ugly very fast." "My endgame is simple. I want my daughter protected. I want my assets protected. And I want everyone who thought they could just erase me from my own life to understand that actions have consequences. Revenge, in other words. Justice, there's a difference. Sometimes, sometimes not." David pulls out a legal pad. "Okay, here's what we're going to do. We file for divorce immediately, citing adultery and abandonment. That note she left you is gold. We file for full custody of Zoe, given the unstable environment Valerie created. We get restraining orders against Colin and anyone else who threatens you. and we make sure every asset is locked down tight. Sounds good. But Nate, you need to stop the vigilante stuff. No more slapping people in public, no more home automation pranks. Let the law handle this. The law didn't pack my suitcase and kick me out on my birthday. I know, but if you keep escalating, you give them ammunition. Be smart. Be patient. Let me do my job. I nod, but I'm not making promises. That afternoon, my phone explodes with activity. Valerie's lawyer has sent a cease and desist letter demanding I restore access to the house and accounts. I forward it to David. Tessa calls, crying, saying I'm tearing the family apart. I don't answer. Edith leaves a voicemail calling me every name in the book, and then Zoe calls. Dad, can you pick me up? I want to stay with you. Of course, sweetheart. Where are you? Still at Sarah's. Mom keeps calling, but I don't want to talk to her. She's saying crazy things about you. What kind of things? That you're dangerous, that you've stolen everything, that you're trying to hurt the family? But Dad, I know what really happened. I saw the group chat. I know about Mom and Colin. My heart clenches. Zoe, I'm sorry you had to find out like this. I'm not. I'm glad I know the truth. Can you come get me? I'll be there in 20 minutes. I pick up Zoe, and she immediately hugs me tight. She's crying, and I hold her until she stops. I hate them, she says. I hate what they did to you. Don't hate them. They're still family. They voted you out, Dad, on your birthday, while you were in the next room. How can you not hate them? Because hate takes energy, and I need that energy for other things. Like revenge? I look at my daughter. When did she get so smart? Like justice, I say. What's the difference? Revenge is emotional. Justice is calculated. She smiles a little. You sound like a fortune cookie. A very angry fortune cookie. We go to my hotel room. It's cramped with both of us, but Zoe doesn't complain. She orders pizza and we watch terrible reality TV, not talking about the situation, just being together. That night, after Zoe's asleep, I get another anonymous text. You think you're so smart. Wait until tomorrow. I text back. I'll be waiting. The next morning, I wake up to find my apartment door covered in graffiti. Someone had spray-painted thief and loser across it in red paint. The hotel manager is apologetic, claiming their cameras were mysteriously disabled last night. Zoe sees it and goes pale. Dad, who would do this? Someone who's scared, someone who's desperate. We should call the police. We will. But first, I'm going to find out who. I call Rich. He arrives within 30 minutes, takes photos of the graffiti, and starts making calls. By noon, he has an answer. Tessa's husband, Greg. The silent observer, right? Hotel clerk saw him lurking around last night. Didn't think anything of it at the time. Greg. I remember him from the party. Quiet guy, always in the background, never says much. Why would he do this? Probably because Tessa told him to, or because he's trying to prove something to the family. Either way, he screwed up. I've got him on camera from a nearby business. Good, let's pay him a visit. Nate, your lawyer said no more vigilante stuff. This isn't vigilante. This is having a conversation. We drive to Greg's workplace. He's a manager at a warehouse supply company. Rich and I walk in like we own the place, and the receptionist directs us to his office. Greg sees us coming, and his face goes white. Nate, I can explain. You vandalized my hotel. You threatened my daughter's sense of safety. Why? Tessa said you were destroying the family. She said someone had to stand up to you. So you spray-painted my door? That's standing up to me? Greg looks down. I was angry. You humiliated everyone. The sprinklers, the alarm, those photos. I responded to being kicked out of my own house. There's a difference. Valerie says you're lying about the note. Then she's a liar. I have the note. The police have seen it. My lawyer has it. And now, Greg, you're going to help me. What? No, I'm not. Rich steps forward. Greg, buddy, you committed vandalism. We have you on camera. We can press charges, Or you can cooperate. Cooperate how? I pull out my phone. The family group chat. I want screenshots of everything. Every message about me, about the vote, about the plan to kick me out. Everything. Tessa is going to murder me. Tessa should have thought about that before she sent you to vandalize my property. Your choice, Greg. Help me, or I call the cops right now. He hesitates, then pulls out his phone. For the next 10 minutes, he sends me screenshots. Messages from Valerie coordinating the vote. Messages from Colin discussing taking over as head of the family. Messages from Edith calling me a burden and saying I always was. Messages from Tessa saying, once Nate's gone, we can finally do things right. It's all there. Every bit of the conspiracy laid out in digital black and white. Thank you, Greg. One more thing. You're going to pay for cleaning my hotel door. Fine. Whatever. Just leave me alone. Gladly. As we leave, Rich looks at me. You're building a hell of a case. I'm building a weapon, and I'm about to use it. That evening, I create a private website. Nothing fancy, just a simple page with a title. The Truth About the Harlan Family Vote. I upload everything. The note from Valerie. The screenshots from the group chat. The photos of her and Colin. A timeline of events. A statement from me, calm and factual, explaining exactly what happened. Then I send the link to everyone who was at that birthday party. Every aunt, uncle, cousin, friend. Everyone who participated in or witnessed my humiliation. Within an hour, my phone is ringing off the hook. Valerie calls, screaming, "You can't do this! This is private information!" It was private until you made it public by voting me out in front of everyone. I'll sue you. For what? Telling the truth? Go ahead. I have lawyers too. Tessa calls, crying again. You've destroyed everything. The family is falling apart. The family destroyed itself when it decided loyalty didn't matter. Mom is devastated. Edith called me a burden. She can deal with the fallout in her own home. Even Colin calls, his voice shaking. Nate, please. My wife saw the photos. My kids know. My boss is asking questions. You're ruining my life. No, Colin. You ruined your life when you decided to sleep with my wife and take over my house. I'm just making sure everyone knows what kind of man you really are. This is cruel. This is consequences. I hang up on all of them, the weight of their words lingering in the air, but I don't care. I've made my decision, and I'm sticking to it. The phone rests cold in my hand, the silence around me deafening. The storm that's been brewing inside me finally starts to settle, though the anger still simmers beneath the surface. Zoe watches me, her eyes full of concern. Dad, are you okay? I turn to her, my expression softening as I look into her worried eyes. I'm fine, sweetheart. She shakes her head slightly, not convinced. You don't seem fine. You seem scary. I sit down beside her, the couch creaking under my weight. Her small hand slips into mine, offering the comfort that only she can. I take a deep breath, trying to steady my voice. Zoe, sometimes in life, people will try to take advantage of you. They'll think you're weak or stupid, or that you'll just accept whatever they do. And sometimes, you have to show them they're wrong. She looks up at me, her brow furrowing as she processes what I've said. By destroying them? I pause, letting the words sink in before I respond. By standing up for yourself. There's a difference. You don't have to destroy anyone to make them see your worth, but you do have to show them you won't let them walk all over you. Zoe thinks about this for a long moment, her eyes cast down. Mom's really mad. I know, I say quietly, the weight of it pressing on me again. She says you're going to regret this. I hesitate, choosing my words carefully. Probably, but I'll regret it less than I'd regret doing nothing. She looks up at me then, her expression softening. I don't want you to regret anything. I won't, I say firmly, the conviction in my voice surprising even me. This is the right thing to do. That night, after Zoe falls asleep, I receive another anonymous text. You're going too far. Stop now or we'll make you stop. I don't hesitate. I text back, come try. No response, nothing. The silence lingers for a while, but it's not the calm kind of silence. It's the silence before the storm, and I can feel it building around me. The next morning, I wake up to find my truck's tires slashed. All 4 of them. Clean cuts, professional job. Whoever did this, they were sending a message. But they didn't realize they were just handing me more fuel for the fire. I stare at the damage for a long moment. I'm not surprised, not anymore. It was bound to happen. But the reality of it, the inconvenience, the blatant intimidation, rubs me the wrong way in a way I hadn't expected. Rich comes over later, looks at the damage, and shakes his head slowly. They're escalating. Good. Let them, I reply, my voice calm but laced with cold fury. Every move they make gives me more ammunition. He looks at me, eyes narrowing with concern. Nate, this is getting dangerous. It was always dangerous, I say, my tone hardening. They just didn't know it yet. We get the tires replaced, and I make sure to get cameras installed in the hotel parking lot first. If they come back, I'll have them on video. I don't trust them to stop, and I can feel that they're just getting started. That afternoon, David calls. His voice is heavy with frustration. Nate, Valerie's filed for divorce. She's claiming you're mentally unstable and dangerous. She wants a restraining order. I laugh bitterly, the irony not lost on me. She can't be serious. I'm afraid she is, David says. You need to be careful. This is going to get ugly. Let her try, I say, the words slipping out before I can stop them. I'm not backing down. Let her do whatever she wants. David sighs, the sound filled with the weight of everything happening around us. I'll handle it, but you need to keep your head cool. This could backfire on both of you if it gets out of hand. Don't worry, David. I've got this. I hang up, the knot in my stomach tightening. This is just the beginning, but I can feel the momentum shifting. I'm done being the one who gets walked all over. It's time for them to feel the consequences of their actions. Based on what? Based on the home automation incident, the slap you gave Colin, and the website you created. She's painting you as obsessed and vengeful. I am vengeful, but I'm not dangerous. The court might not see it that way. We need to be careful. I'm filing our own paperwork, but you need to cool it. No more websites, no more confrontations. Let the legal system work. David, the legal system doesn't care that they humiliated me on my birthday. It doesn't care that they plotted to steal my house. It cares about paperwork and procedures. That's how it works, Nate. Trust me. I do trust you, but I also trust myself. After I hang up, Zoe looks at me. Are you going to stop? Stop what? Whatever you're planning next. I smile. What makes you think I'm planning something? Because I know you, Dad. You've got that look, the one you get when you're solving a problem. Smart kid. I'm planning to make sure the truth comes out. That's all. The truth or revenge. Maybe both. She hugs me. Just don't get arrested, okay? I need you. I won't. I promise. But even as I say it, I know I'm walking a fine line. The family is fighting back now, getting desperate. And desperate people do stupid things. I'm counting on it. 3 days later, Valerie organizes a family meeting at Morrison Park, a public space downtown. She sends out a mass email inviting everyone, all the relatives, all the friends, everyone who's been following this drama. The email is carefully worded, talking about healing and moving forward and addressing misunderstandings. I know what it really is. It's a power play, a chance for her to control the narrative in front of everyone. So I decide to show up. Rich tries to talk me out of it. Nate, this is a trap. She's going to ambush you with the whole family there. I know. That's why I'm going. You got a plan? Always. The park is crowded when I arrive. Not just family, but random people enjoying the autumn weather. Valerie has set up near the pavilion, with folding chairs arranged in a circle. It looks like a therapy session. About 30 people are there. Valerie, Colin, Tessa, Greg, Edith, various aunts and uncles and cousins. They all turn to stare when I walk up. Valerie stands, wearing her power suit, makeup perfect, every inch the successful real estate broker. Nate, thank you for coming. Please, sit. I'll stand. Nate, we're trying to have a civil conversation here. Are we? Is that what this is? I look around at all the faces, some hostile, some curious, some uncomfortable. Because from where I'm standing, this looks like another vote, another chance to tell me I'm not wanted. That's not fair, Tessa says. We're trying to fix things. Fix things? Tessa, you sent your husband to vandalize my hotel room. How is that fixing things? Greg looks down. Several people gasp. That was a misunderstanding, Valerie says quickly. Greg was upset. Greg committed a crime, at your sister's request. That's not a misunderstanding. Colin stands up. Nate, you need to stop attacking everyone. You've made your point. Have I? Because it seems like you're all still pretending you did nothing wrong. We were trying to help the family, Edith says, her voice sharp. You were holding us back. I was holding you back? I paid for half the family reunions. I fixed everyone's computers and phones for free. I helped Tessa move 3 times. I loaned Greg money when he was between jobs. But sure, I was holding you back. Silence. The truth is, I continue, you didn't care about the family. You cared about control. And when Valerie and Colin decided they wanted to be in charge, you all went along with it because it was easier than standing up for what was right. That's not true, someone shouts. Then why did you vote me out? Why did you pack my bags? Why did you toast the new era while I was standing in the garage reading a note that said I was no longer wanted? More silence. Valerie's face is red. You're twisting everything. We were trying to make a change, to bring in fresh leadership. By sleeping with your cousin's husband? That's fresh leadership? Gasps. Colin goes pale. You have no proof of that, Valerie says, but her voice wavers. I pull out my phone. Actually, I do, and I'm done keeping quiet about it. I pull up a video on my phone and hold it up. It's security camera footage from the resort where Valerie and Colin stayed. I had the PI get it from a contact who works there. The video shows them kissing by the pool, holding hands, going into a room together. I connect my phone to a portable speaker I brought and play it for everyone. The silence is deafening. Diane, Colin's wife, is standing at the edge of the group. I didn't know she was here. Her face crumbles as she watches the video. Colin? She whispers. Colin can't speak. How long? Diane asks. Diane, I can explain, Valerie starts. How long? Diane screams. 8 months, I say quietly. I hired an investigator after my daughter noticed they were spending a lot of time together. The affair started last January. They've been to the Bahamas twice, Miami once, and they meet at the Riverside Hotel every Thursday afternoon. Diane is crying now. Her teenage kids are with her, staring at their father in horror. You bastard, Diane says to Colin. You absolute bastard. She walks away, her kids following. Colin tries to go after her, but one of his sons, a tall kid, maybe 17, pushes him back. Don't, the kid says. Don't you dare. Colin stands there, humiliated, as his family leaves. The crowd is murmuring now, people talking over each other. Some are looking at Valerie with disgust. Others are looking at me like I'm the villain for exposing it. You didn't have to do that, Tessa says. You didn't have to destroy them like that. I didn't destroy them. They destroyed themselves. I just made sure everyone knew the truth. This is cruel, Nate, Edith says. This is beyond. Cruel? You want to talk about cruel? You voted me out of my own family. You called me a burden. You celebrated my removal. And now you're upset because I fought back? We were trying to do what was best. For who? For you? For Valerie? Because it sure as hell wasn't for me or Zoe. I look around at all of them. You want to know what's really sad? I would have done anything for this family, anything. But you threw me away like garbage because it was convenient. Because Valerie wanted a new life and Colin wanted power and none of you had the guts to say no. Nate, Valerie starts. I'm not done. You all stood by and watched while she packed my bags. You toasted the new era. You laughed at me. And now you're surprised that I'm angry? You're surprised that I'm fighting back? No one answers. Here's what's going to happen, I say. I'm filing for divorce. I'm suing for full custody of Zoe. I'm selling the house and taking my half of everything. And anyone who gets in my way is going to end up like Colin, exposed and humiliated. You can't do this, Valerie says. Watch me. I turn to leave, but Colin grabs my arm. You son of a... I don't even think. I spin and shove him hard. He stumbles backward, trips over a chair, and falls into the mud near the pavilion. People gasp. Someone's recording on their phone. Colin tries to get up, but he slips again, covered in mud, looking pathetic. Meet your new head of the family, everyone, I say. Watch your wallets. I walk away. Behind me I can hear shouting, crying, chaos, but I don't look back. Rich is waiting by my truck. That was intense. That was necessary. Diane's going to divorce Colin. Good. She deserves better. And Valerie? Valerie's about to find out what happens when you underestimate someone. We drive back to the hotel. My phone is blowing up with calls and texts, but I ignore them all except one. From Zoe. Dad, everyone's talking about what happened at the park. Are you okay? I text back. I'm fine. Are you? Yeah. Sarah's mom says you're a hero. Sarah's dad says you're crazy. I think you're both. I smile. That's probably accurate. That night, David calls. Nate, what the hell happened at the park? I'm getting calls from Valerie's lawyer saying you assaulted Colin. I pushed him. He grabbed me first. Self-defense. There's video of him falling in the mud. Good. Then there's video of him grabbing me first. David sighs. You're making this very difficult. I'm making it honest. There's a difference. The judge isn't going to like this. The judge is going to see that I was defending myself against a man who helped steal my house and sleep with my wife. I'll take my chances. After I hang up, I sit on the hotel bed and think about what comes next. The family is fractured now, split between those who support Valerie and those who are starting to question what really happened. Colin's reputation is destroyed. Diane is filing for divorce. But I'm not done yet. Because late that night, I get another anonymous text. You think you've won. You're not done until we say you are. I text back, who is this? Someone who knows what you really did. Someone who knows your secrets. What secrets? You'll find out soon enough. I stare at the phone. What secrets? I've been honest about everything. The affair, the vote, the betrayal. What could they possibly... And then I remember. 6 months ago, I made a mistake. A small one, but a mistake nonetheless. I was angry at Valerie for something. I don't even remember what. And I accessed her email account, just to see if she was hiding anything. I didn't find anything at the time, so I forgot about it. But technically, that's illegal. Unauthorized access to someone's email. If they know about that, they could use it against me. Paint me as a stalker, a hacker, someone who violated her privacy. Damn it. The next morning, I wake up to find my hotel room door kicked in. Someone broke in while I was sleeping. Nothing stolen, but there's a message spray-painted on the wall. Out for good, and my laptop is gone. The laptop with all my evidence, all my files, all my backups. Rich arrives within minutes of my call. They took your laptop? Everything. All my evidence, all my research, all my documentation. You have backups, right? Cloud backups, yes. But they have the physical drive. If they know what they're doing, They can access everything on it. Including the email thing? I nod. Rich swears. Okay, we need to move fast. We need to secure everything, change all your passwords, lock down your accounts. Already on it. But even as I work, I know I've been outmaneuvered. Someone in the family is smarter than I thought. Someone knows how to fight dirty, and they're just getting started. I spend the next 2 days in damage control mode. New passwords on every account. New security protocols. I move Zoe and myself to a different hotel, one with better security. I hire Rich full-time to watch my back, and I start digging into who might have taken the laptop. It's not Valerie, Rich says. She's not tech-savvy enough. Colin? Maybe, but he's too busy dealing with his own divorce. Tessa? Possible. She's always been the smart one. What about Greg? Rich pauses. Greg, the silent observer, the guy who vandalized your door. The guy who has warehouse access and knows how to move quietly. Let's find out. We stake out Greg's house that night. At 2 a.m., he leaves, carrying a bag. We follow him to a storage unit facility across town. Bingo, Rich says. We wait until Greg leaves, then Rich picks the lock on the storage unit. Inside, we find my laptop, along with files, documents, and a bunch of other stuff that looks like it was taken from my house. He's been building a case against you, Rich says. Look at this. Bank statements, emails, photos. He's trying to find something to use. Did he find the email access? Rich checks the laptop. Doesn't look like it. He's not that good. But he found other stuff. Your PI reports, your security footage, your financial records. We need to take this to the police. We need to do more than that. Rich sets up a camera in the storage unit, then we leave everything exactly as we found it. When he comes back, we'll have him on video. Breaking and entering, theft, conspiracy. And then we make him talk. 2 days later, Greg returns to the storage unit. Rich's camera catches everything. Him going through my files, taking photos with his phone, muttering to himself. We wait until he's deep in the unit, then we walk in. Greg spins around, eyes wide. Nate, hello, Greg. Interesting hobby you've got here. I can explain. I'm sure you can, but first you're going to tell me who put you up to this. Was it Valerie, Tessa, Colin? No one put me up to anything. Greg, you broke into my hotel room, you stole my laptop. You've been going through my private files. That's multiple felonies, so I'm going to ask you one more time. Who's behind this? He's shaking now. Tessa, she said you were dangerous. She said we needed to find something to stop you before you destroyed the whole family. And what did you find? Nothing. Just business stuff, financial records, nothing illegal. Did you find anything about email access? He looks confused. What? Never mind. Here's what's going to happen, Greg. You're going to give me everything you took. Every file, every photo, every document. And then you're going to tell Tessa that this ends now. She'll never listen. Then she'll end up like Colin, exposed and humiliated. Your choice. Greg hands over everything, the laptop, the files, even his phone with the photos he took. One more thing, I say. You're going to testify. When this goes to court, you're going to tell the judge everything. The vote, the plan to kick me out, the conspiracy to steal my property, everything. Tessa is going to murder me. Tessa will get over it, or she won't. Either way, you're doing the right thing. After we leave, Rich looks at me. You think he'll actually testify? He will. He's scared enough. And if he doesn't? Then we release the video of him in the storage unit. Either way, we win. That night, I get a call from an unknown number. Mr. Harlan, this is Amanda Chen from Channel 7 News. We'd like to interview you about your situation. How did you get my number? Your story has been making the rounds on social media. The birthday betrayal, the family vote, the affair. It's compelling stuff. We'd like to give you a chance to tell your side. I'm not interested in being on TV. Mr. Harlan, your wife has already agreed to an interview. She's claiming you're abusive, controlling, and dangerous. Don't you want to set the record straight? I think about it. Valerie on TV, playing the victim, painting me as the bad guy. When? Tomorrow evening, 6 p.m., live interview. I'll be there. Rich thinks it's a bad idea. Nate, you're going to get ambushed. They'll edit it to make you look bad. It's live. They can't edit a live interview. They can ask loaded questions. They can show photos out of context. This is a mistake. Maybe. But I'm tired of letting Valerie control the narrative. The next evening, I show up at the TV station. Valerie is already there, looking perfect in a blue dress, makeup flawless. She sees me and her expression hardens. Nate. Valerie. You don't have to do this. Neither do you. I'm protecting myself. You've made me out to be a monster. I've told the truth. If that makes you look like a monster, maybe that's something you should think about. We're led to a studio with 2 chairs facing the camera. Amanda Chen is a sharp-looking woman in her 30s, professional and no nonsense. We're going live in 2 minutes, she says. I'll ask questions. You answer honestly. No interrupting each other. Understood? We both nod. The camera light goes red. Good evening. I'm Amanda Chen, and tonight we have a story that's captured the attention of thousands online. Nate and Valerie Harlan, a couple whose marriage ended in a shocking betrayal. Valerie, let's start with you. What happened? Valerie takes a breath, and I can see her slipping into her real estate persona. Confident, sympathetic, reasonable. Amanda, this has been incredibly difficult. Nate and I had been growing apart for years. He became controlling, paranoid, obsessed with monitoring my every move. When I tried to create some distance, he lashed out. He locked me out of our house, stole our car, and has been harassing my family ever since. Nate, your response? That's interesting revisionist history. Valerie, do you want to tell Amanda about the note you left me? The one where you told me I was voted out of the family and the locks were being changed? Valerie's smile falters. That was taken out of context. How do you take you're out, new locks go on at 8 p.m.? Out of context? You were becoming impossible to live with. So you packed my bags and kicked me out on my birthday, in front of your entire family? Amanda leans forward. Valerie, is that true? Did you organize a family vote to remove your husband? It wasn't like that. We were trying to make a change, to bring in new leadership. Leadership? It's a family, not a corporation. You were holding us back, Nate. You've always been content to just coast, to do the minimum. Colin has vision, ambition. Colin, your cousin's husband, the man you've been having an affair with for 8 months. The studio goes silent. Amanda's eyes widen. Is this true? Valerie's face goes red. That's a private matter. You made it public when you kicked me out to be with him. You made it public when you tried to take my house and give it to your lover. I have photos, Valerie. Video, hotel records, text messages. I have everything. Amanda looks at her notes. Valerie, are you denying the affair? Valerie's mouth opens and closes. Colin and I, we developed feelings, yes. But that doesn't excuse Nate's behavior. He's been vindictive, cruel. I've been defending myself. There's a difference. You humiliated me in front of everyone. The sprinklers, the alarm, exposing my private life. You humiliated me first. You voted me out of my own family. You packed my bags. You celebrated my removal. What did you expect me to do? Just accept it? I expected you to be an adult about it. I am being an adult. Adults have consequences for their actions. You wanted to remove me? Fine. But you don't get to keep my house, my money, and my reputation while you do it. Amanda turns to the camera. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more from Nate and Valerie Harlan. During the break, Valerie leans over. You're destroying everything. You destroyed it first. I'm just making sure everyone sees the rubble. When we come back, Amanda has clearly decided to go harder. Valerie, our research team found the group chat messages that Nate referenced. Messages where family members discussed removing him from his own home. Did you organize that? Valerie hesitates. It was a family discussion. A discussion where you voted to kick him out without his knowledge or consent? We were trying to help. Help who? Because it seems like you were helping yourself to his house and his assets while carrying on an affair. Valerie's composure cracks. This is unfair. You're making me out to be the villain. I'm asking questions based on evidence. Nate, what do you want from all this? I want my daughter protected. I want my assets protected. And I want people to understand that you can't just erase someone from their own life without consequences. Do you still love your wife? The question catches me off guard. I loved the woman I married, but that woman wouldn't have done what Valerie did. So no, I don't love who she's become. Valerie is crying now, mascara running. I never wanted it to be like this. Then you shouldn't have packed my bags. The interview ends. As we leave, Valerie grabs my arm. You've won, okay? You've destroyed my reputation, my relationship with Colin, my standing in the family. Are you happy now? No, but I'm satisfied. What's the difference? Happy would mean none of this happened. Satisfied means I stood up for myself. She walks away, and I watch her go. Rich meets me outside. That was brutal. That was necessary. The whole city just watched you two tear each other apart. Good. Let them see what betrayal really looks like. My phone buzzes. It's a text from Zoe. Dad, I just watched the interview. I'm proud of you. That makes it worth it. 2 weeks later, everything comes to a head. David calls with news. The judge has reviewed everything. The note, the group chat, the evidence of the affair. She's ruling in your favor on almost everything. Almost? You get the house, primary custody of Zoe, and 60% of the marital assets. Valerie gets the rest. No alimony for either party. Colin is being investigated by his employer for ethics violations, and Greg has agreed to testify about the conspiracy. What about the restraining order Valerie wanted? Denied. The judge said you were defending yourself and your property. I should feel victorious. Instead, I just feel tired. When's the final hearing? Next week. But Nate, there's something else. Valerie's planning something. I don't know what, but her lawyer has been very quiet. Too quiet. Let her plan. I'm ready for whatever comes. That night, a storm rolls in. Thunder, lightning, sheets of rain. I'm at the house, my house now, legally, packing up Valerie's things. She has until the end of the month to collect them. At 9 p.m., I hear cars pulling up outside. Through the window, I see them. Valerie, Colin, Tessa, Greg, Edith, and about a dozen other family members. They're all standing in the rain, staring at the house. I open the door. What do you want? Valerie steps forward. We want to talk, all of us, one last time. There's nothing to talk about. The judge has ruled. It's over. It's not over until we say it's over, Colin says. I laugh. Colin, you're about to lose your job, your wife, and your kids. You don't get to say when anything's over. You destroyed my life. No, you destroyed your own life when you decided to sleep with my wife and steal my house. I just made sure everyone knew about it. Thunder crashes. Lightning illuminates their faces, angry, desperate, defeated. We're not leaving until you listen, Tessa says. Fine. Come in. Let's talk. They file into the house, dripping wet. I lead them to the living room, the same room where they toasted the new era, while I stood in the garage reading that note. Say what you came to say. Edith speaks first. You've torn this family apart, Nate. Everything we built, everything we stood for, you've destroyed it. I didn't destroy anything, you did, when you decided I was expendable. We were trying to make things better. Better for who? For Valerie and Colin? Because it sure wasn't better for me or Zoe. Zoe will understand eventually, Valerie says. She'll see that we were trying to create a stronger family unit. A stronger family unit that doesn't include her father? Good luck with that. Colin steps forward. This has to end, Nate. The lawsuits, the public humiliation, the constant attacks. We're willing to negotiate. Negotiate what? The judge has already ruled. We want the house back. We want you to drop the custody fight. We want you to stop spreading lies about us. Lies? Everything I've said is documented fact. We'll pay you, Valerie says. Double what the house is worth. Just walk away. I stare at her. You think this is about money? Everything's about money. Not for me. This is about principle. This is about standing up to people who thought they could just erase me from my own life. So what do you want? Tessa asks. What will make you stop? I want you to admit what you did. All of you. I want you to admit that you conspired to remove me from my own home, that you celebrated my humiliation, that you chose convenience over loyalty. Silence. We can't do that, Edith says finally. Then we have nothing to talk about. Nate, please, Valerie starts. Get out, all of you. Get out of my house. This isn't over, Colin says. Yes, it is. You just don't know it yet. They don't move. Just stand there, dripping water on my floor, staring at me with hatred and desperation. And then I do something I've been planning for weeks. I pull out my phone and activate the final protocol. Every speaker in the house comes to life, but instead of my voice, it's theirs. Audio recordings from the group chat played out loud for everyone to hear. Valerie. Once Nate's gone, we can finally do things right. Colin. He's always been a burden. Time to cut him loose. Tessa. Should we tell him or just change the locks? Edith. Don't tell him. He'll just make a scene. The recordings play on loop, getting louder. Their own words, their own conspiracy echoing through the house. Turn it off, Valerie screams. Why? You said it. Own it. The sprinkler system activates. Water rains down on all of them, soaking them completely. The lights start strobing. The alarm begins blaring. It's chaos. Beautiful, calculated chaos. They run for the door, slipping on the wet floor, crashing into each other. Colin falls, tries to get up, falls again. Tessa is screaming. Edith is clutching her chest. I stand in the middle of it all, dry under the one sprinkler I deactivated, watching them panic. Finally, they make it outside. Neighbors are coming out now, drawn by the noise and lights. Someone's filming on their phone. I walk to the front door, standing in the doorway, and address them all. You wanted to vote me out? You wanted to be the new head of the family? Well, congratulations. You're the head of nothing. You've got no house, no unity, no loyalty. You've got backstabbing, betrayal, and broken relationships. That's your family now. Enjoy it. Police cars pull up, lights flashing. The neighbors called them. An officer approaches. Mr. Harlan, we got reports of a disturbance. No disturbance, officer. Just some trespassers who refuse to leave. I have it all on camera. I show him the security footage. Them refusing to leave. Colin threatening me. All of it. Do you want to press charges? I look at them all, soaked and shivering in the rain. Valerie's makeup is running. Colin's suit is ruined. Tessa looks like she's been through a war. No. I think they've learned their lesson. The officer nods. Folks, you need to leave. Now. They leave. One by one, getting into their cars, driving away into the storm. As the last car disappears, I turn to the gathered neighbors. Sorry for the disturbance, everyone. Family drama. It's over now. Mrs. Devine, the nosy neighbor who's watched this whole saga unfold, actually applauds. Good for you, Nate. Good for you. Others join in. Actual applause, right there in the rain. I wave and go back inside, shutting off the sprinklers and alarm. My phone rings. It's Zoe. Dad, I just saw videos online. Did you really? I really did. That was amazing. That was necessary. Are they gone? For good? They're gone. Good. Can I come home now? You can come home. I hang up and look around the house. My house. Quiet now. Peaceful. The war is over. I won. Not because I was stronger or meaner or more ruthless, but because I refused to be erased. Family's overrated. But revenge? Now that's a birthday tradition worth keeping.